applying to law school with a low LSAT score and high GPA. Welcome back to the Blueprint LSAT channel. Today we're diving into the world of reverse splitters and how you can make your application stand out even with a low LSAT score and a high GPA. Why is this important? Well, law school admissions is largely, but not entirely, a numbers game. The non-quantifiable parts of your application, including your personal statement, resume, and optional essays, are important and help tell your story. However, LSAT scores and GPA are often the first impressions that admissions officers have. A high LSAT score might make up for a lower GPA, but what about the reverse situation? This is where reverse splitters come in. First off, what is a splitter? A splitter is someone with a significantly higher LSAT score than GPA, while a reverse splitter is the opposite. If you're in the normal splitter camp, go watch our video on applying to law school with a high LSAT score and a lower GPA. But if your GPA is higher than your LSAT score, now what? It's no secret that the higher your score, the better your chances are of getting accepted and getting a scholarship. Depending on how big of a gap there is, your stellar GPA might not be able to compensate for a much lower LSAT score. The reason law schools often place a greater emphasis on LSAT scores is that they have found a significantly higher correlation between LSAT scores and 1L performance. Additionally, there are more applicants with a high GPA than a high LSAT. Again, this is still all relative, right? Especially if a school looks at your application holistically. But speaking from a purely statistical perspective, the higher your LSAT score, the better. The good news? This can be remedied. While your GPA is usually set by the time you apply, your LSAT score can improve. Even if you retake the LSAT, schools generally only care about your best score. But what if you're determined to apply with your current score? Maybe it's late in the cycle and you can't retake the LSAT. We get it. You could target reverse splitter friendly schools. They won't advertise as such, but some schools seem to place a bit more emphasis on GPA than others. Do your research to make sure you have a solid shot before applying. Regardless, applying as a reverse splitter means you'll need to explain your situation to the admissions department. Make sure your personal statement is top-notch and highlights your strengths. The addendum will be crucial to your application. This is a separate document from your personal statement where you explain why the discrepancy exists. Maybe you've always struggled with standardized tests or something catastrophic happened during the exam. Whatever the reason, carefully explain why your LSAT score isn't reflective of your true ability and doesn't represent the law student that you're going to be. Highlight your unique experiences and how they would enrich the student body. If the school values overcoming adversity, emphasize the challenges you've overcome, including the LSAT. Still, the ideal situation is to bring your LSAT score in line with your GPA. In the long run, a higher LSAT score correlates with a better starting salary out of law school. It's always better to write an addenda explaining why you improved your score between sittings than why your best score is still low. If you need help getting that score up, we've got you covered. Blueprint LSAT students increase their score by 15 points on average, and it's absolutely worth making the effort to improve. Check the description below for free LSAT prep resources, classes, and access to our free Blueprint account. No matter what, don't let a low LSAT score discourage you. Leverage every advantage you have and give it your best shot. Good luck!